let me share an idea of how I exited a trade set, but I exited it trying to minimize my losses. Right. First, let's explain the story. So this dotted line here is my original entry point, 0.1 lot, and then this other line here is the sell hedge position that I would have originally entered. All right, and that would be 0.2 lot sell. All right, unfortunately or fortunately, this trade set had been running since 3rd of March, and if you look at it now, it's 20. Um, by when I created this chart was like 25th of March, right? So it's been going on for a long time, and over this period of time, the platinum board has been unhedging for me the hedge position of 0.2, and you can see how far that hedge position has come, right? It's gone all the way here. If I were to measure that extended trade gap, it's 1,900 pips, 1,981 pips, right? Approximately. So that's pretty far, but it didn't worry me a lot because this was only 0.2 lots, right? What's the alternative? That would have been the increase in lot sizes, which would have been more severe and serious for me, right? In terms of floating losses. So these floating losses were still manageable, but certainly it's gone very far down, right? And when I did a quick calculation using the trade set calculator, the take profit 0.3, if 0.3 lot was to be triggered, the take profit is way up here, and the 0.2 lot, if I were to stay on the 0.2 lot as my largest lot size, I would take profit here, right? So if you zoom out a bit, you can see that this 0.3 TP is well above the all-time high for Nasdaq right now, and I don't think anytime soon we're going to break past this position. So I told myself I probably need to extract, and also it may take a while to get down to this position as well, right? Since we are sort of just somewhere in the middle. Not that it wouldn't, but I don't want to wait so long as well. So what I did to sort of get out of this trade set was that I told myself, okay, I need to close this whole trade set off, right? That's the first decision I made, and therefore I need to take some losses. But instead of taking all the losses, closing at that point when I looked at it, it was somewhere here, right? So what I did was that I stopped the bot. All right, thankfully there were only these two trade sets running at that time. I stopped the bot, and then I removed all my pending orders. Then I manually closed all my buy, taking a hit, but it's only 0.1 lot, so the losses that I took was not a lot, right? And then the second thing I did was that, well, I didn't want to close my sell positions, my sell lots, because my sell was here. I think the market is still biased downwards. So what I did for my sell lots was that I manually put a take profit just below this dotted line. As you can see, I took profit $6 here, right? And I set the stop loss slightly above the all-time high, and if my bet is wrong and the market does go in the opposite direction, okay, at least I will not have unlimited losses. I have a chance to automatically exit. Suppose I went to sleep and I woke up and the market pumped really hard, right? So that was my worst case situation, which I felt was pretty low risk and not likely to happen. So on Friday, I guess the market did dump, right? You can see here the market did dump, and finally it crossed that position, and you can see my two trade sets here recorded a TP, a take profit, and so I'm totally out of the market. So this is one way for you to, one idea for you to consider when you want to extract yourself out of a trade set. You could of course cut the whole trade set immediately, or you could look at how to cut your losses, minimize your losses as you try to exit your trade set. And one of the ways, of course, as I mentioned before, was a manual method, and this is an example of how I exited my own trade set. And of course, the idea is that in this case, mine is just 0.1 and 0.2, but you can have more buy lots, you can have more sell lots, if your series had gone a bit further in terms of the number of levels that has been opened, but the principle and the concept is the same. You can do it in the same way.